coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All these lights light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street, I want tonight is leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All these lights light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street, I want tonight is leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All these lights light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street, I want tonight is leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, All this light, light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. Oh, warm tonight, it's leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All this light, light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. Oh, warm tonight, it's leading me home. It's
Hello and welcome back to a Mad Mad World. I'm your humble games master, Alex Palmer, and this, I'm happy and a little bit sad to say, is the penultimate episode of a Mad Mad World. We are coming to a conclusion. How are we feeling?
Pretty good.
Excited, ready to do something.
Yeah, I'm keen to shoot someone.
Sad and dirty.
Last we left off, we were in the gala dinner for the Macy Day Parade, culminated in that. You successfully and quite skillfully got Alfred Sin out of his binds and managed to secure enough +1s to the real meeting upstairs on the 10th floor. When you got up there, you realized what Carlos Salvatore has been up to this whole time. The shady things happening in this world, this kind of virus that Wolfsheim referred to, this kind of ill in the world that many of you feel potentially has been revealed. And Oni Madden, a big version of Oni Madden, a Frankenstein version, is stood in front of you on a stage. And Carlo has just finished his speech, his pitch to his peers, his close circle of confidants. We didn't really get into kind of who was in this room, because the speech started quite quickly. We've got kind of Layman and his +1 with you, Stanley. Where is everyone else? We've got Delilah with Marty Brennan, who is kind of stealthily looking on.
Yeah, we're waiting outside. Well, we're about to go to the outside of the room. I can't remember if you said if it was guarded or not on the outside.
It's not guarded because the guards have gone in with the
Cool.
inner circle.
We're outside then.
I
Yeah.
remember that I was sat down with Stanley and probably I imagine Tony, because didn't I,
think we went in
recognize?
together.
Yeah, because I recognized someone. Because I rolled a nat 20 or some, and then I recognized someone quite strongly at like towards the front of the table.
He was at the back of the room, yeah. and he's someone that you've seen a lot in the hospital. He's a regular, but he's not a patient. Weird. And that's right, because Tony, you got a +1 from Carlo impressing him on his speech and the really good deception rolls for that. So you're in a kind of darkened, it's almost like a secret mini cinema type vibe. It's plush velvet seats, there's small lantern like low level lighting. The people who are sat watching this happen are in half lit. You can't really make out who these people are at first glance. Carlo has just finished his speech about renewing the possibility of bringing back people from the dead, essentially, and reveals Oni Madden standing before you. He turns to Oni Madden and commands return, and you see Oni slowly turn round and go through the curtains and disappear from sight.
Right, can I just whisper to Stanley? Was that Oni Madden?
Did we notice that there was like something off about him at all? Like I can't remember, because obviously we're surprised to see him. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, give me a perception check, please.
Not in the chat. What do I roll? Oh no. Oh, an 8.
He's definitely taller, and he's definitely bulkier. And
Okay.
the scar on his head is hard to miss. I'm gonna say that. In terms of like any other information about what has gone on, it's as if you're seeing a Frankenstein monster and not really understanding the mechanics of how it's put together.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess it's Oni, but I don't know, man. I mean, you see the scar on his head, and I mean, he looks bigger than he used to, as if he wasn't scary enough.
Thinking the same thing.
At this point, the speech is over, and you see that Carlo has gone to kind of some of his trusted people on the front row, and there's some murmurings going on as people talk, as you are talking about what they've just seen and what they've just heard. So Layman turns to you, Stanley, and goes, "Didn't think it was going to be this."
No, I mean,
He says he's quite uneasy about this. What do you think?
what do you say to something like that?
Did it look like Oni to you?
I mean, he was never the most handsome guy in the room, but I mean, that was something else.
See, what I'm thinking is, if this is real technology that they've come up with, the massacre at Mauler Factory could be undone. But I don't know. There's something in the pit of my stomach saying that's not Oni Madden. That didn't feel like a person standing up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, with this kind of technology, I mean, already they've brought back someone who, I mean, shouldn't have been brought back, right? I mean, so
Right.
for every good guy you bring back an Oni Madden. So I don't know. It doesn't seem right. Some people are supposed to stay dead.
Yeah. We're just gonna cut to outside of the room where Delilah and Marty are hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just give me a give me a stealth check, just to.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Are you doing it on roll 20?
Come on!
That's 20. You are in the cover of darkness. You
No,
are
it's
a
not,
shadow.
It's not at 20, but it is a 20. It's a dirty 20.
Okay, it's 30-20.
It's a dirty
Fine.
20. I'll take it.
Excellent.
I reckon I probably had my ear pressed to the door just to try and make out what's being said, if I can make out anything that's happening in the room. Did you say he's left the room? Like, do I hear like a door close or anything? I don't know if I can notice that.
Give me a so I was going to say, give me a perception check.
Okay. Well, not bad. 13.
And so perception and investigation, and we'll do both for you.
Oof, -1 for investigation. Oh my god.
Hey.
Lucky.
So on the investigation, you do get the sense that you know where the backstage has gone, and with that perception, you're pretty certain that Oni is left through that way.
And where so when you're saying I know where the back of it is, as in, do I know where the back of it is? As in, like,
You could go round the back
yeah,
of this.
I grab Marty Brennan by the collar. I'm like, follow me, and I just start heading towards that direction.
Oh. On the way there, Marty says to you that we could use that. We lost guys. We lost guys, and we could bring them back. We could. What do you think? We could.
Focus up, darling, and I just slap him, and just say, "We can't be bringing no zombies back to life." And just start going.
Cool. And what about you two? What are you saying to each other? Are you talking to anyone else? Are you investigating the room? What are you doing?
Well, I guess after Only Man's gone out the back, and I guess people are starting to have conversations amongst themselves now. So now's an appropriate time for me to then go up. I want to go and introduce myself to the guy that I somewhat recognize.
Very good.
I go up to him and say, "Hey, your face seems familiar. Do I know you, sir?" And I offer my hand out to shake his hand.
Archibald House, Doctor House.
The house. It is indeed. And remind me again, what's your name? You've got a.
Well, you
face
can
is familiar.
you can call me Robert.
Nice to meet you,
I'm
Robert.
also a doctor.
What hospital?
How are you
work?
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's nice to see a fellow doctor here.
Yes, it is. What did you make of the presentation?
Well, I always thought I was a good doctor, but and I don't think my skills can bring someone quite back to life. So I need to know what techniques they're using. That's my angle here. I'm trying to always try to learn as much as I can about medicine.
Really?
Do you know what do you know what their secret is?
Are you with Tony at this point? Or are you gone on your own?
I presume I've gone. Tony, would you come? Tony, I don't think Tony.
Nah, I probably wouldn't have come with him.
Cool. He takes you to one side, and you've kind of got a corner of privacy, and you sense that he is analyzing you. He's watching every sort of look that you're giving. He's very interested. He pulls you to one side and goes, "Archibald, this cannot happen. Not in this way."
It looks like it's already happened, Robert.
Happening, but you can stop it.
I could stop it. You don't think this is right? Bringing people back to life, isn't that as doctors something that we want to do? Is that saving lives or bringing them back when we failed?
Beauty of life is that there is an end. Things
Well,
cannot continue forever. You must know that as a doctor.
Well,
Some viruses in the world need to be eradicated.
So is that what you're here, Robert? Are you here to stop this? Are you here to put an end to this?
And he holds out his hand, and he gives you a jar of pills. These will help you.
These. Wait, do I recognize these? Sorry, do I recognize these pills as the ones that what's her name?
Wolfsheim.
No,
Jordan.
No, Jordan.
it was Jordan that gave them to us.
Gordon,
Oh.
give me a medicine check.
Plus 15.
Surely.
I'm going to dual screen it. Medicine. Here we go.
Oh, good call.
These are a different shape to the one Wolf. What the pills that Wolfsheim gave you. So okay, so the pills that Jordan gave you allowed you to become invisible to the Delos cameras and allowed you to be stealthy. It's a kind of invisibility like ability. There was a pill that Wolfsheim gave Stanley that helped his virus, his kind of that kind of thing that couldn't heal in battle.
That was it.
These are different. They're
Oh.
they're small red pills. On a 15,
Take it.
we will well, I'll tell you the mechanic on a 15. You will become immune to necrotic damage if you take these.
How many pills are there?
Good question.
Ooh.
You rattle
Remember
them,
last.
and there's 2 in there.
Bitch.
What are these? What are these pills, Robert? I've not seen them before. What's the compound?
If your path goes where I think it should in this maze, you will need that when you get to the center.
Will I find
I'm
you
sorry,
there?
there are not more, but they're quite hard to come by. Made them myself. You're a good man, House. Remember that. I'm off now, but what I will say is, well done getting Alfred out. If you carry on down that corridor that he was in, I'm sure you'll find something very useful. And he leaves, and you see him leave through the main entrance. Have you gone all the way around the back?
I think that only you can say that, right?
Give me a standard D20 luck check. We'll say 11 and higher is you've gone really quickly, and a low roll is that you've gone slower and you kind of cross paths. 11. So you just go around the corner and you miss him.
That is annoying.
You do hear footsteps going the opposite way.
Fine.
You might
You
turn
turn
your
tap his
head
chest.
too dark to see who it was.
Yep.
Someone from the audience has left early.
Yep. Fuck.
So we'll cut to because Tony didn't do anything there. So Tony, what are you doing while this is happening?
So we're sat at the bar currently, is that right?
No, we're at the meet. We just did the speech upstairs in that private room.
I see, yes. Can I have a scan around to see if there's anyone I recognise who is sort of like I'm on good terms with, not people that I recognise in a negative way?
Yes. You don't recognize many people here. You are very much outsiders in this elite club. The people that you know here, Carlo Salvatore, and you also know the person he went to first. This is Vladimir Tostov, the famous composer. And you understand that he's a kind of business partner of Carlo's. Also runs another casino and entertainment center. Yeah, known for his lavish night outs.
Anyone else? Or just those?
No,
Yeah, go on. I'll go over to him then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and introduce myself.
Hello.
Hello, it's Tony. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
I'd just like to congratulate you on what you've achieved. Truly, truly magnificent.
You think?
Well, it needs a bit
just
of
a quick
refining,
question.
but
Are you
the
doing
principle.
this in earshot of Carlo, or are you waiting for them to finish their conversation and then you're going to
I'm
get him
waiting
on
for
his
them to
own?
finish their conversation.
You got him on his own. Great.
Yeah, I imagine he's on his own. Yeah.
Cool. Yes, we worked. Well, I didn't, but we worked hard, and it's. Yes, it seems to be a success. Seems to be stable.
Yeah. Well, it could do with a bit of an improvement, but yeah, the principle's sound.
What do you mean improve?
Well, look at the state of him. That's not what Only Madden used to look like.
We have brought him back in more ways, let's say. This person
But
can do more.
what about for everyone else who's involved in car crashes, machinery incidents? They don't want to come back as more. They just need to be brought back to look after their families and go back to the life that they had. Or is this not really what you want it to be about?
You think this is for everyone?
Well, based on what Carlo said, everyone else thinks it is.
Hmm. I think you're a step behind.
I'm not a step behind. I'm just trying to hold you accountable for what you're doing.
He looks at you and assesses you, and you're holding us to account. You see in this room, mayor, chief of police, chief criminal. We hold people to account. Huh?
We, you, a music man, hold people to account. He holds people to account. I'm going to be pointing it to Carlo. You are just a bit of a hanger on.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Oh, intimidation isn't great.
You've got advantage
Oh, shit, yeah.
Why?
because he's still got enhanced ability just before we went into the room.
Shit.
And he needed it with that 4.
Oh,
18.
18.
Very good.
Remember, Carl?
Damn, Tony's feeling intimidating today. Must be his new haircut.
Yes. Well, Mr. Salvatore, we hope that this is one of many improvements. But maybe you should talk to Carlo about.
Don't worry, I will be
His next.
speaking to him. It was nice talking to you. You can be on your way now.
Cool. And you kind of push your shoulders back. And first, this is a circle that is quite intimidating, and you've been ballsy and have used your name and prowess to kind of to dominate us. Excellent, excellent.
Whew.
Does anyone else want to do anything else at this point?
I guess I've just wrapped up my conversation, haven't I? At this point.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point I look a bit stunned by the conversation I had. I look at the pills, but I'm just contemplating about who to tell at this point. I'm kind of just I'm gauging a room and I'm seeing what's unfolding.
Excellent. At that point, Carlo turns around and goes, "We will be in touch." He's not Welsh, is he?
Tom Jones.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. You'll know when the time comes for the next move. And there's a kind of ripple of applause for the people who are still here. And people start leaving, grabbing the cocktails. The girls are still there that they come in with, and people start heading out. And you're kind of left. The three of you at least are left, kind of knowing where each other is. You kind of clock eyes with each other. We'll just cut to behind the backstage now with Marty and Delilah.
Mm-hmm. So when you said about the door earlier, was that Carlo leaving or not Carlo leaving? Because because I'm running to where. Did I hear sound of doors closing, and that's why I'm going there, or am I just working out where the exit is?
Oni or Carlo.
Oh,
Carlo's the left.
Oni's gone out that way. Oh, that's
Yeah.
who I'm chasing. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just still bolting it after to. My aim is to follow Oni with Marty, and either if we have to get into trouble, but really just to try and work out where they're heading. I want to see where base is, you know.
Cool. And are you doing this stealthily, or are you?
Yeah, as in,
You-
well,
you-
my aim is, well, he's dressed like a waiter, and I'm dressed as security, I believe,
Yeah.
by some degree. So, yeah, as much as we need to be, like, happy to stealth it, but if anything, happy to try and like charisma it through as well. But yeah, I want to try and stay out of the eye line of anyone. Yeah.
Cool. You see a door that that leads to where you think the backstage is, and you get there, and it's it is a sort of backstage, but it's more like a storage area at this point. You don't see Oni Madden. He's gone at this point. He's not in sight.
Sorry, go on.
You investigate. There isn't anything here. Either this isn't the back of the where that talk was, or you're in some other space. And you continue it round, and there's kind of like this snaking boxes everywhere. There's some lighting equipment. There's boxes of storage. And then you get to a lift, and you see the lift has gone down, and effectively he's gone in the lift, and he's
Fine. I was going to say, just in case, because I've got favored enemy, which I've put as humans essentially, so I can track like a certain person if need be. Or I just get like advantage to my wisdom throws when trying to survival check, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I wait for the number to stop.
good.
Just to see where, just to see what number it finishes on. I'll try and I'll wait to see where the number stops. I'll tell Marty to wait by the lift, and just to like, essentially, Marty, why don't you wait by the lift and keep an eye on who comes out and who goes in, and then I'm just gonna head to the backstage to try and get into the auditorium or wherever the other three might still be.
The lift stops at -2.
Okay. Cool.
And what's the last thing you're doing?
Leaving Marty by the thing and heading just like quick pacing it just to back into that room, but through the back entrance.
Excellent. And did you say you've got a kind of tracker
Yeah.
that you can now track where that?
Well, as in,
where
like,
Oni goes?
I am a tracker, so like I have a favor tracking. So my idea would have been is I would have started my tracking once knowing they've left the room, and as I'm following, I would have well, I've got a survival instinct that I can roll. I can roll survival with advantage to try and help me track someone down.
I'm going to say you know that that was zoning. Is that the question you're asking, whether it was or not?
Yeah. Well, I think you already said that anyway. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just in case if it was like up for question, then I would hopefully roll that. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I just sprint into the auditorium.
Great. So I'm going to say you're all together now in this kind of in the hush. You've got.
Did I cross anyone
Leaving.
from the lifts to the backstage exit? Do I cross anyone?
Give me a stealth roll.
13.
No.
Fine. And is it just these three in here?
No, there's a couple of others kind of mingling. Most, I'd say, like over 50% of the people have left at this point.
Okay, I just arms behind my back, just like very like, just walk over to like Stanley and be like, I know where they've gone. They've just taken a lift down to I believe the basement level, -2. I've got Marty Brennan. I know. I got him watching the lift in the meantime. Okay, but I reckon we should get on down there. We can trust him for now, you know. Enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Hey, I mean, good work, Delilah. That's why I let him know about this event in the first place. So I'm just surprised you managed to talk him into it.
But
agreed. How many? Do you know how many people are down in the basement? Do we know?
All I know is that I was tracking Oni down there, so maybe Carlo went with him. One thing I think we need to be completely aware of, and I'll be completely honest, I'm not too worried about stabbing a man in the back who ain't no friend of mine, but I think Marty might be wanting this machine for himself, so we got to be ready for him to stab us in the back. Okay?
All right, good.
No,
Right.
am I present for this conversation?
Yeah.
We will get together.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that first. I don't know if you noticed, I was talking to a gentleman over there. His name's Dr. Robert. I recognized him from my time at the hospital, but I don't think I ever spoke to him before. But he said the answers that we seek are at the same corridor down where we found Alfred. And I don't know whether we need to whether we should check out that corridor first, or we go down to the basement. I'm happy to go check it out by myself. But I don't know. It could be.
What did he say about the? What did he say about the corridor?
He said that I believe he said the answers that you seek can be found in down the corridor where we found Alfred. Now I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. He gave me this, and I open up. I've got 2 pills, and he says when the time comes, I'll know to take them. He wouldn't give me much more information than that, and he had to go. And so I don't know whether we should go down to the basement or go down to the corridor. But the more we're sat here talking, the more time we're wasting. So
Sorry,
Corridor.
a random doctor you never met just told you to go down the corridor, and we're gonna go down there. How does that make any sense? We know where the bad guys are. We should be following them.
Yeah, but we don't want to just find the bad guys. We want to stop what the bad guys are trying to do.
Well, look, I trust this man.
You trust him?
He's a doctor. He's probably trustworthy.
Sometimes I can't explain it. You get this feeling. It's almost like it's in your gut. You know, like a gut feeling, you could say. And
are you traveling down as a group then?
I think I'm gonna go. I think that's where I'm gonna go next. But if you guys want to go chase,
I'll join you.
I don't think it's a good idea to split.
The thing is,
We've also got Marty as well.
I don't know if we can just let Oni leave, but I don't think we can take him if we're not all together. So,
don't worry.
Do we know anything about where they're going? Or just how they've gone down to the basement? Do we know anything about where they're going?
What spells
Give me a history check. And I'm gonna say this only Delilah can't make this one.
Okay.
They are like
Harrison, what spells
Oh,
have you got?
I've currently got all my spells.
But no, I just mean like,
I-
have you got any like dimension door type spells?
Where's
Yeah,
zero?
I've got Dimension Door.
Oh,
I accidentally rolled insight, but said just call it a 15 because I've got a 0 on history.
15.
17.
The door you went through at the Cotton Club, where you found the platform of the train, that fell
Yeah.
underground.
so they've left.
Ooh.
So they've gone out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Then maybe it does make sense. At least we know that's a door, and maybe maybe corridor is best then.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe they've gone. I guess worst case scenario, we could go to the Cotton Club and go to the door.
What do we tell?
Not-
Oh, sorry.
It's not necessarily that.
No, not that
Line?
door. Yeah, yeah.
No. What I mean is that like we can't find them. Worst case scenario, we can go to the Cotton Club and just like start looking from there. I guess. So.
I ask you guys then, like, so what are we gonna do about Marty? Are we just gonna tell him to follow us, or because he's got a bunch of boys downstairs that are. Oh, actually, by the way, I forgot. So there may be a problem downstairs. I had to get up here, and there was a couple of guards in the way. One thing led to another. The dusters have got everyone held up down there.
Kyle, give
Okay.
me a flat luck check. You want high.
Oh. Okay.
Lol.
So yeah, I guess I ignore that. So yeah, I just say, yeah. So if we go down there, I don't know what the reception's gonna be like.
Okay,
So-
I think. Oh, fuck.
Look, I'm going down that corridor, all right, and
But you've
see,
got to go.
Arch, what you-
Is there? Do we know another way of getting there?
Everyone give me an investigation check. DC 16.
Oh fuck off! Oh yes.
10.
Great. So
18.
it makes sense. Dr. House, in pursuit of answers freshly given, is the one to find another way. So just describe what you meet down there. So you get to the floor of where you had the speech with everyone, where you had with the bar, with the that's currently on the Roll20. It's where this is the floor that you rescued Archie Alfred from. You hear, "Get down, and you hear gunfighting, and it's the
Okay.
NYPD at one side being held up. You hear screams of guests that are caught in the crossfire, and you hear dusters quite close to you shouting, "We want you were fighting pigs!" and with guns, and this whole scene has like blown out of total whack. You've got cries of you. Stanley, you might recognize a few of the voices as NYPD calls or people. Yeah, but you managed to find another way around this room, and you kind of go through. There's a kind of looks like a kind of service area. You go through a kitchen. You go in through a kind of holding area, and then you see the way back to where you see the corridor of you are now on the corridor, still with the gunfire in the background. On your way, you do see a lost guest of the inner circle, just kind of like with his arm tightly round his woman, quite not know which way to go, and kind of like he's like frozen to the spot.
Are we going past the room that we helped Alfred out of? If we're going to,
You can do that. That's quite close to where the gunfight is, but you're kind of on the corner.
Oh, okay. All I was going to say is because I know we're heading that way because that's where the corridor is. All I was going to be like, hey, darlings, maybe you should get in there and then just like shut them behind the door and just like if there's a key on the other side, just turn the key and like, oh, well, and just do that. Yeah, just get them out of the way. If we're going that way, that is.
You're able to do that. You lock the door. Fine. He kind of goes, no, I don't know, and you shut the door before he.
I leave the key just like at the foot of the door, pretty much, just so I'm not just gonna like, oh well, fuck, no, just someone will let you out soon.
Dr. House, you find the room. You get a kind of. You open the door.
Yeah. So how do I know it's the? How do I know? Sorry. How do I know it's the room?
There is only one room on this corridor. There's there's the closet that you helped Alfred out, and then there's a kind of big main room on this corridor.
I turn to the guys and I say, "This must be the room. Are we ready to go in?"
I'm ready.
I don't know what we're gonna find on the other side.
I mean, when have we ever known? We've been through enough weird doors. What's one more?
Yeehaw!
Amen to that, brother.
Very good. You open the door. There's a kind of symmetry to Stanley's interrogation room right at the beginning of the campaign. Paper everywhere, long desks. Kind of, it's almost like that pin in the wall with the red ribbon. It's the kind of like there's a sort of like there's a project going on here, like a scientific project. Everyone, give me an investigation roll.
Advantage, Harrison.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
25. Let's
I was like,
go.
what's that?
good.
It wasn't even that.
By the way, Palmer, for your recollection, so you can tell him when it ends, he got that when he went up the lift to go to that meeting. So
It's an hour.
An hour from there.
Cool. So we'll start with the lowest. So Tom.
Oh, it's not me. I thought it was me.
No. So Stanley, this room is full of things that don't make sense when they're first read, but maybe if you put them together, they might make some kind of semblance of meaning. But you keep coming across this word, this cradle, as a word, and the idea of a cradle being the center of something, the center of a labyrinth, the center of something. This cradle, you keep seeing cradle, and you're almost blinded. On a 2, you're almost blinded by that thing that everything is kind of pointing to this thing. You're almost not even reading the things. You're just scanning it to see if it mentions cradle as a word.
Guys, I'm pretty sure there's something to do with a cradle. I can't be sure, but I'm certain. We look hard enough, we're gonna find a cradle somewhere.
Cradle. All right.
A cradle, yeah, like cat's cradle, like a crib.
A cat's cradle. Fucking hell.
On
Yeah.
On
Now
a
we're
full
talking.
investigation, Delilah picks up. This is a room that weirdly references like natural things. So you've got kind of things that relate to kind of flesh or mesh or something called a chestnut, something called a pearl. Like, these are kind of like natural world things that seemingly don't make any kind of like, is this a kind of like naturalists like findings? I don't think you have the ability to see beyond those kind of words, but it's that kind of, you definitely do pick up chestnut and pearl and mesh and those kind of things.
Hey, Delilah, you see anything about cradles and that stuff you're looking at?
Looks like a weird recipe to me. Some sort of chestnut pearl net mesh
Yeah,
net.
if it's not cradles, I think we should move on. I don't think it's important.
Oh, well, you're and I just start looking really close at the things like pearl mesh pearl chestnut Christmas. It's something to do with Chris. Something's happening at Christmas.
Dr. House on a. I didn't quite get 10.
9.
So on a 9, then you get all of what has been said plus an idea of something that is being termed as the Valley Beyond. An idea that of something of an ending is a valley beyond. Some it's a destination, a state of mind. It's something that people are aiming for.
And have I ever heard Valley Beyond before, or is this the first time hearing
Never,
of
this
this
is the
usage?
first time. And I think you don't get much more than that, but you do get a sense that whatever this is potentially the Valley Beyond, whatever that is the end point. But you on a 9, you're not getting kind of how that connects. But you do
It's
pick
funny
up
because
something.
a cradle is a start point. So, I mean,
Coffins are like big cradles, and they're the end point.
from the cradle to the grave.
Maybe maybe the cradle's made out of chestnut pearl.
and then with a kind of enhanced ability to synthesize his information, to look at the bigger picture. This guy's run his own business. This guy is in the weeds of the back ends of projects. Knows what planning looks like. Knows where to start. You get a couple of things. So you get these guys in the kind of being a little bit like childish kids, like just saying random words. You get 4 bits of information in one go. You get the idea that there is something called a main network. Okay. This is in a file that looks very similar to those that the Fates carried with them when you were in those rooms through the Cotton Club. The main network. This is on a 25 as well, so let's just give you them. So main network is a non-invasive procedure. It's what Felix tried to do using his tablet to try to control someone. So it's a non-invasive procedure. That's called main network. You've also got a mesh network. So a mesh network is how messages are passed between what are being termed as hosts. And for a 25, this is your perception checks. This is how you perceive the world and how you communicate to each other. You've also got 2 more things. You've got a control unit interface, CUI. This is the chestnut. Okay? This you recognize from the pictures in the files, from the drawings and the analysis. This is what they were doing to Jordan Baker before you stopped them in that room. It's the cranial plate removal. It's the cortical shell removal. This is like the brain surgery, right? And you see a chestnut. So for the first time you see a chestnut. A chestnut is it looks a bit like a cup actually. It's a white thing that has a kind of wiry ends. This is unlike technology you've ever seen. Ever. This is alien technology. And in the diagrams, you see these being placed in where you think the brain would be. So the chestnut is the outer thing. The pearl is the innermost part of the chestnut. It's the innermost And on a 25, there's reference to code. There's reference to what you and I would know as chromosomes and DNA and genes. These are the kind of coding of what it means to be someone. And the Perl comes with the control unit direct interface. You get a sense on a 25 that Pearls have a special quality and come from the cradle. Okay, so there's an idea that this kind of core code interacts some way with what Stanley is saying about cradle. This kind of cradle is the kind of center of the maze. Well, yes, it kind of is, because you're all kind of connected. But it's the pearl that connects with the cradle. You kind of get that sense. You also, so that's the 4 bits of information of how this world works. You also get the plans to kind of merge consciousness and an ability to you can see someone is testing out what it means to put a pearl in a different body. And that is, and you get the sense that that is not necessarily a dangerous thing. Like, you could, if it was done in the right way, you could either merge 2 pearls together. That's much more dangerous. But put, for example, your pearl into a different body, and it be successful, and you would have similar thoughts, memories, attributes, but would be transformed. And you kind of, and with what you've seen with Oni, I mean, you can decide whether you think that's happened or something else, or a combination of these things.
Cool. Can I just say then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I came here for answers, and all I see is chestnuts, pearls, and something about the Valley of Beyond. I gotta say, boys, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Okay, right. Let's try and clarify. Here we go. You've got chestnuts, which they put in the back of people's heads. They're kind of like brains. They take their brains out, replace them with chestnuts. Inside the chestnuts is pearls. Pearls have all sorts of bits and bobs which make the person who they are. Happy?
Wait, what? How do
I
you
don't get
know
it.
this? What? I don't
I'm a
understand what you're
fucking
talking about.
genius. What can I say?
Fair enough. What I want to know about is the
I just had a
cradle.
chat with Rob. He's an old mate of mine, and he told me that. Sound good?
Sure.
What you get a sense of, right, in this moment, Tony, is that you don't have a brain.
Whew.
Can I start touching mine? Where I think the pearl should be. I'm like looking for like stitches, like, I guess. Any evidence of like a kind of, and I guess I'm a doctor, so I would know what a surgical kind of scar or anything would look like.
And at this point, you don't. But I guess if Tony is relaying the information I said, are you kind of sharing that information so everyone's on the same page? So if just because you can't see the scar or feel a scar, probably means you haven't had that kind of cranial plate surgery. It doesn't mean you haven't been interacted with the non-invasive stuff, or so there are different ways of manipulating things. But you can't feel the scar.
This is what do we think is happening, boys? Do you think this is something that they've done to Oni? Is this the next stage? Is this the progression?
I think this is a degression. I think this is what happens when someone who doesn't know what they're doing tries to do this procedure. We know people from the other side now. They're calculated. They know exactly what they're doing. It's like a well-oiled machine. This doesn't look like it was made in a well-oiled machine, that's for sure. Not to me, anyway.
Delilah, give me one more investigation.
Nope. Nope. I will
So,
not.
so what are you doing? You're kind of in this room. I'm going to say now that kind of you after that investigation and the time it's taken to digest that information and talk that through. That's the end of that hour from when you first went up the lift.
Cool.
I don't understand what this means for us. Whose plans are these, and what are they?
Well, actually, do I know about the factory and what was happening there and how it's against the fates?
I don't think you do.
Well, I won't say anything then. Yeah, my only point.
So
Sorry.
Well, so is what we're saying that someone's trying to copy what the fates have done to us. They're using it for themselves.
But worse.
I think Carlo is trying to copy what the Fates were doing. That's what I think. To build, I don't know, some kind of
Find out about it.
gross army or something like that.
Army, right? I feel like if we don't stop them soon, things are going to get out of control.
Imagine 100 of those Oni-ass guys roaming around.
The only thing that, okay, so hear me out. What do we owe the fates? Who says we don't, try and fix this, and then things just go back to the way they were, and then we're just, we're still controlled by the fates. We still aren't, in control of our lives. At the moment, they're so preoccupied with what these other guys are doing. Maybe we're not important. Maybe this is the way it should be.
It's not going to make any difference to the Fates, though. It's our world that is going to ruin, not theirs.
Or both.
Oh, I don't care about theirs. Both is fine. I'm happy with that. But our world is going to get ruined.
And we know this Carlo isn't a well-spirited man, right, Tony?
We do know that. That's for sure, Delilah. You have clocked on quick. Good work.
So we got to take him out. I don't know if there's any two ways about it. Maybe we need our own army.
Tell you what, Stanley. I'll make a deal with you. Let's deal with this problem, and then we'll deal with the Fates. How does that sound?
I don't know. Maybe Oni's not the. Maybe Carlo isn't actually a problem. Like why do we care what he does, what he's making? I feel like this technology that we found and we've uncovered is so deep, it's so profound, it's so beyond my understanding. And I'm a smart doctor, and this goes beyond my years of medical training.
Humble as well.
This humble too, exactly. That I feel like so not in control now of my life and my destiny, that I don't care. I don't care what Oni's doing. I don't care.
Maybe this is why
I don't care if Carlos is making an army. I feel like it's the Fates. If they're the ones holding me that are in control, and they're there just fucking with him, just fucking with the Fates. Maybe you're right. Maybe what do we owe the Fates, Stanley? If maybe we've got their technology now, and maybe we can use it against them. Maybe we can break into their world, and maybe I can get in control of my own destiny anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're not saying we can't do that. I just don't think Carlo is the way forward. But this is the same man that tried to kill your brother, right, Tony? And ended up,
correct.
Killing your friends. Oh, well, not killing your friend Alfred.
Workplace acquaintance.
Maybe he didn't have control. Maybe he was programmed to do that. Do it like if he's got one of these things in their brain. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe that's the way fate.
But hasn't
maybe that's fate. I'm sorry, Tony. I don't mean to.
But this is how we got here, isn't it? Is that when we talked to the Fates before, we talked to them to say, we feel things. And, okay, so maybe we're not real people, but things hurt just the same, and we have memories just the same. So yeah, fuck it. Maybe we are gonna go back to the way things were. But I don't know. I guess I see Tony's point that anyone who's bringing back Oni Madden has probably not got humanity's best interest at heart. Even if
Exactly.
the Fates didn't. I mean, yeah, shit. I don't know.
I wish we could talk to Felix and what was the other one called? Peter?
Well, you've got that mirror or some shit, haven't you? Where's that gone?
Miles.
Miles. Didn't
Where's-
they cut off
Where's
communication
the
with us?
mirror gone? Yeah, but just give,
I
give
don't
them
think we've
give them
heard
a
from
bell,
them. I
mate.
think-
See if they reply.
Can I ask this Dr. Robert is he a Fate?
I don't know.
How does he know all this information? And why is he guiding us? If you trust him and he's telling you to stop this, then why aren't you following that now? Just feels weird.
It could be, that could be a possibility. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just telling you where my head's at the minute. I don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't lean to that type of chaos. And what they're doing is, regardless of what nature's good or bad, I just don't see that man as good.
Who don't you see as
Carlo.
good? Robert. Oh, Carlo. I agree. I would like to take Carlo out of the equation and then carry on this quest that we're on.
I agree with you at the beginning now that clearly this man, Robert, is trying to help us, enlighten us, regardless if he's a Fate or one of us. But I think we need to stop him. You know, I think we need to stop Carlo and what he's doing.
Let's go back.
Are
Are we able to communicate with Miles still? I honestly can't remember.
Tom's got the mirror.
If we still have the capacity to communicate with Miles. So I think this might be a good time to check in.
Yeah, I'll try it again. I don't know. They've not talked to us since things went south here. So
They're probably just
yeah,
busy, that's all.
I'll try it.
Outside of work hours.
Yeah, you look into the mirror. Something does start to come through. And it's not someone's face, but it is a kind of vision that you see in there. It looks to be a roof of some sort. Give me a history check.
Who?
Tom, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
If he's looking at it. I don't think we can
I've
actually
rolled
see
my
it.
hat shit today, so
Oof.
14.
Not bad. It's a similar roof to the one you were in at the Mauler industrial site. Kind of high, long beams. If you had to guess, you'd say
It's
it's
there.
in one of the. That's where the other receiver is, but it looks it's nothing. It's not moving.
Muller
Just
battery,
looking at the roof.
So Miles and that lot clearly went there to try and fix the problem they said they would fix, and now they're dead. And their mirror is facing upwards because they're dead.
And it's not looking good, boys.
Do we want to go back to
It's
the
not
factory?
looking as bad as it was for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tony. I don't know, Archie. I hear what you're saying, and I don't know. It's been a fucking hard few weeks, and I don't know. It doesn't feel right to just know what we know and do nothing. Like what?
What?
I don't know.
What about?
What does that say about us? Who are we if we just let these people do what they want? I don't know.
I agree with you. You're right, but that is not the biggest problem we're facing right now. It's Carlo using this to do bad. This is technology that could be used
Well,
across the globe
that's my
for
yeah.
amazing things, healing people who've had accidents, childbirth, things like that, and he's just using it to bring back monsters.
No, that's
Why don't
yeah.
we
No, I
commandeer this
you're right.
technology, use it for good, and then deal with the fates?
I'm in. I'm gonna cock my gun.
Yeah. Archie, what do you say?
You know what? I'm in. I'm with you guys on this one. I want to know what
Ooh.
I wonder if we should even maybe go to the Mauler factory. You know.
It seems where the big problem is,
Yeah.
but then we also know where they've gone, so maybe we can come in behind them instead of the obvious way.
Yeah, I guess they don't know that we're onto them, so
By the sounds of it,
yeah, I guess maybe.
one of those doors that you've been talking about is probably there, right? That's how they
Yeah,
get,
I think.
that's how they get their machine thing working, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe let's take the lift, see if they're still here.
Yeah.
Maybe go quiet, see what we can find out.
I think that's a good shout.
I'm scared, boys. I'm not gonna lie.
I put my hand in.
I'm nervous.
I'm
Have
gonna
we
like-
seen it,
I'm
Jeff?
gonna
Shall
like
I-
pat
Dirty,
it away
dirty
and
old
just,
geezers
like,
on
walk off.
3.
How about the other
What?
three of us just like do one together and just like go down the break?
So what? Where are you going now? What's the plan of action?
-2.
So yeah, I think we're going to go. Is there like a staircase instead of the lift to get down there?
You can investigate if you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
investigate.
like to-
investigate.
Please.
But yeah, there's a left. Do you have unseen servant, Harrison?
No.
You don't. Okay.
No, I don't.
15.
Fuck.
On a 50, you don't see a staircase, but you,
I'm not walking down any
what you do know is that on this floor there isn't a kind of access to that lift. You would need to go to the top,
It's come down. Okay.
come down. It's not something that stops on every floor. It's not part of the Macy's architecture. It's not.
I'll be honest, and we've also
Yeah, but the only
left
thing-
Marty waiting up there. Marty Brennan.
I guess the only thing that
Marty's
I'm thinking,
fine.
boys,
He's
is
way
if
worse
we,
things
if
happen
we
to him.
take the lift, they're gonna know we're coming, right?
Well, no.
Would they?
Why would they?
Well, if they're still down there, is what I mean. We don't know that they've
Who waits?
gone down to the second.
Yeah, I see what you say, but in the best case scenario, you know, they're not waiting by the lift, and if that's the only way down, you know, you said this place is like a traveling hub, right? So maybe this is just.
Well, no. What we know is that they've gone down to -2 in this building, which might mean that they've gone down to another plane or a different floor, or to the place we've been before. We
Yeah.
have literally no idea what's. It could just be the parking garage of this building.
No, didn't you?
How about-
Didn't Palmer say? Wait, no, I'm just saying. Palmer did say something about there being something down there, and you having
No,
a
he
feeling
said-
like
he
it's
said-
the door.
It felt like it
Yeah,
was
we've
that.
got a feeling like it's that. So it's
No,
more
I think
likely that
what he
than a
said is-
parking structure.
No, I think what he said is we remember that the place we've been before is subterranean. There's no guarantee
Oh.
that we are currently above one of the subterranean places.
Oh, fine.
It could just be a basement of this building, so we don't really know what we. It probably is, but feels like
Yeah, I
metagaming.
feel like,
like
well, it's not metagame.
So-
We know where
well-
they've gone, so we're wasting time to a degree.
And also to help you, you did get that list of things on that map, one of which was Macy's. So like you did get that kind of like knowledge of this.
Yeah, we know
Way
a
to get
door's
around.
here, right?
okay, well, fine then, fine.
How about-
Yeah, okay, well,
We get in the lift,
Fine.
then we climb through the roof of the lift, stand on the top, go down. If when the doors open, if we see anyone outside, Lala pops a fucking bullet in their head, and then we just waltz on through.
And we can use Marty as cannon fodder. So
That's a fucking great idea. Let's do that. Get Marty and the
You-
boys in the lift, and then we'll stand on top.
So you go all the way up to the floor. Marty is no longer there.
of course,
Ugh.
makes sense. Where's the
You
lift?
call the
at?
lift
No, where was the lift before?
-2.
-2. Okay, so he could have called it, went back down, called back up. Okay, fine. Or it could have stayed.
The lift comes up. You step in. There is only this floor and -2 to go to. There is only one possibility.
Can I ask a
hear
weird
the-
question?
Yeah.
Is there any way through my tracking or survival that I would recognize any scents in here? Can I see if I recognize the scent of Marty Brennan if he's taken the lift?
He has.
Okay, fine.
Just give it you
Cool.
straight away.
All right.
You got
Well, I've got advantage and +5 to survival. So.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool.
I'm gonna say you're proficient in that, and that you've been around him
Yeah,
for
I
so
just, I just
long
go,
that you
looks,
get a whiff of.
Yeah, looks like Marty's taken the lift. Looks like he's already beat us to it.
Classic. He never takes the stairs.
Is he
The
fat
lift is
shaming?
very. I mean, not that you would be able to
Just lazy
gauge,
shaving.
having not been in a lift before, really. But this is a very quick lift. It's almost in no time that you've descended 12 floors and that you're open. You see the two doors open and see a familiar sight of the kind of brushed, dark concrete. This time, you see that you are on the side of the kind of platform, and there is a train waiting for you. You also see Marty Brennan down there.
Marty,
He's kind of on the platform. He kind of looks around and
I
goes,
said watch the door.
I couldn't wait. I need this thing.
You seen anyone?
You were gone for so long. Where the hell do you go?
Well, don't worry, okay? Now, have you seen anyone?
No.
Okay.
We're too late. They could have gone anywhere.
Can I have a
Um,
look around to see if there's like any signs of which stop they went to
Yeah.
or anything like that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's like anything to track
Okay.
here.
Does it say where the train's going?
Yes, it does.
The Mauler factory.
The train is going to somewhere called the Gallows.
Oh, I don't have the gallows.
Oh.
Oh, that would
Um,
make sense though, because that's where they're like. Oh, okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, go on.
No, all I'm thinking is maybe that's what they refer to the Mauler factory as. Maybe I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Ooh, the dead body store.
Yeah, all the dead body. Yeah, kind of what I'm thinking.
I like it.
But is that the only stop we're seeing for this train?
That's what you see as a kind of destination point. If you'd like
It's
to
on the
make an
line.
investigation on the map and see if you can make out.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's anywhere they can stop in between, or if that's like the one and only destination this particular place goes.
Yeah, good shout.
And you say investigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well,
Ooh,
I'll
not
take it
bad.
with a -1. It's not bad. 14. Anyone else?
Anyone better than a 14?
Oh.
Advantage, Harrison.
No, no,
That's
not
fine.
I
anymore.
don't got
bitch.
it anymore. Which one are we doing? Investigation.
Oh, it
Control.
doesn't need it. Oh,
Oh,
the detective.
The detective is just consumed with the idea of a cradle and like where can this go? And what type of cradle is it?
fuck's sake.
This man drives everywhere. He doesn't take trains, so he's never on the subway.
And Tony, you see this very clearly. Like you must be in a kind of flow state, that kind of shoulders back mentality of intimidating and investigating. This is your day. Have you taken something? You must have done to feel this
Those
confident.
red pills.
Yeah, and it's so you see this. This is on a line.
It's not a nat 20. Yeah, it's not a nat 20.
It's on a line that does stop at the Mauler factory. It does say Mauler factory is one of the stops. The Gallows is the end of the line.
Oh.
This is a train network that starts right up at West Egg, where Jordan lives, and travels all the way through on the coast, and yeah, and this is one of the kind of central stops.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to everyone.
The thing being there that you could go either way. You could go to the Mauler factory, or you could go to West Egg and regroup with Jordan. Like you're in a kind of midway point.
Okay. I feel like we should regroup with Jordan just to get an extra set of hands.
I think we need some allies. Maybe we can get your friend Alfred and his handsome butler man.
Oh, Winston. Yeah, Winston's a fucking unit, man. He would be helpful. Alfred, on the other hand, I don't know, man.
I mean, we could try it. What incentive does Alfred have? Well, I suppose we help. I suppose we freed him.
We give him
maybe.
One.
Yeah.
Why don't we try and free his mind like you did me?
What about me? Where am I going?
Hmm?
Where am I going? Am I coming with you?
You're coming with us, Marty. You're fucking coming with us.
Just turn
Someone
around.
needs to watch the door.
Wait, what?
Designated door watcher.
Marty, man, come on, you know how it is.
You've got that important role of being the lookout.
They always make the cool guy the lookout in any of those theatre productions about robberies and heists. The cool guy is always the lookout, and that's you, Marty.
I am the head of the dusters. Yeah, I know when you're trying to make a fella a smuck. Okay.
Marty, come on. Look, we've been through a lot together. We're just joking around. But really, we need you here. We need your help. I say we've been through a lot together. Delilah, you knew. It's fine. But the rest of us,
we go way back.
Wait, I forgot. Wait, I don't know if this is something you may have. Wait, does Marty actually see everything?
I did roll for him.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so he must be a bit mind blown.
That's why he just was down there just.
Yeah. Maybe we could just say some real fancy things to him and make him believe we're some real, powerful, and we know all the shit around here. And then that way he knows not to double cross us. Any you can come up with some shit like that. Hey, Twinkle Fingers, I'm looking at you. Maybe Tony, you can do some crazy things with your hands and make him think you're all powerful.
Archie's the doctor. He does shit with his hands all day.
I mean, some magic shit, bitch.
Ah, fuck's sake. I'm clean from that shit. I've not done that in at least 3 episodes.
Hot damn.
Which train are you getting on?
Episodes. He's breaking the fourth wall.
We're going to that. We're going to pick up Jordan.
This has actually turned into a Deadpool movie.
Yeah, we're going.
We're going to Jordan and Alfred. Is that or try? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Get the gang together. Maybe get Wolfshine.
We'll bring Marty with us.
Okay.
I want to see Wolfshine again.
So you board this train. There's big glass windows. Give me a perception check.
Oh,
Good
finally.
work, Kyle.
I told you. This was my episode.
As the train pulls away from the platform, on its way to West Egg, you see someone coming from the room, from the kind of. It's a similar layout to where you were before. Walking around the corner is Carlo Salvatore, with 2 fates either side of him in discussion, looking at tablets, looking at things, and you're gone through the tunnel.
Wait, so how do we know their fates?
They're dressed in the orderly, like Felix was.
Are me and Tom the only ones to see that?
You were the only. Oh, you are the
Wait,
only
hang on.
person.
I didn't roll. I didn't roll because it was an at 20. I didn't roll. Hang on.
So
Okay,
this
never
is interesting. So
The Mario.
Delilah is the only person who sees Carlo and recognizes him, but you do not know. Oh, have you?
I don't
seen...
know if. Well, this is what I was just gonna say. When we left the first time and we snuck out, I think we did sneak by orderlies. I think that's one reason I used the Veil of Shadows to like get out.
Yes. So you will have seen Delos officials.
Yeah.
So yes. So you do have that information.
But
But you're the only person who's
I,
seen it.
I see it and go, huh? Hey, Stanley. What does a fate look like?
Well, I mean, they're just like people, like you and me.
Any distinguishing, anything different between them and us?
Uh, I mean, like they all. I think they all work together, right? So they have like a uniform, like me and Archie. Well, Archie doesn't wear his, but so that is normally like a white coat, like brown pants, stuff.
Okay, well, I think we're fucked. You know how we thought it was Carlo against the Fates?
Yeah.
Well, I just saw him very chummy just before we were leaving with two Fates either side of him. I think we got a much bigger problem on our hands.
Wait, saw them where? What?
They were just coming through the doors. We were leaving the platform. Obviously, I didn't have enough time to. I don't know how to stop this damn thing. Yeah.
Wait, that can't be right. What were they doing?
They were just chatting. One of them had a little clipboard. Looks like they were like discussing over it. Like it was like a second or two. That's all I had.
I wonder if it could. I mean, no, it can't be Miles. It can't be Miles, could it?
I wouldn't know. I guess I wouldn't know. Oh
No,
no,
we're
we're assuming Miles is dead.
Miles is dead.
Well, yeah, we're assuming that, but also like I'm just throwing out there like we don't know what's happened to Miles. So.
Yeah.
I'll just speculate. I'll just think out loud basically.
Maybe, and to throw it out there, maybe like us, there's bad guys and good guys. Maybe there's bad fates and good fates.
Maybe this one chaos.
Like
I'm starting to think.
Trust your friend Miles, And do we think
Not
he's
that
actually,
well.
do we think he's actually dead at that factory? Like, would he give up that? Would he give up that that mirror little thing you got if when he just want to keep you in the pocket if he was alive?
Alfred was pretty fucking annoying with that mirror, to be fair.
So a few things happen here. A few things click into place. For you, Tony, this idea that Carlo isn't who he says he is really chimes with that fact that you know that he's the money behind the Bo James mare. You know that he's the kind of he has a finger in different pies, but it's not kind of clear how he's done that. You get the kind of you know that he is the orchestrator of this deep, dark, unknown magic to get rid of Alfred. Alfred was a high level with the kind of magic and could look after himself in combat, yet he perished. This is the person that your grandmother, who is always a good judge of character, wanted rid of and wanted the end of. So you some things like slowly click into place of like you knew that he was bad, but the kind of extent of this, maybe what Delilah and Stanley are saying about good and bad fates. I can't remember who said that actually. Was it
Delilah.
Yeah, so Delilah, good and bad within the same, like maybe that is chiming with you.
Have I like overheard their conversation, or are they like so creative from us?
I pretty much said that quite out loud. Like I think I would have seen it turned around to the group and just been like, I generally always go to Stanley when I'm just like trying to recall information. I think he's like my thesaurus in that sense. Encyclopedia anyway.
Well, I'll be honest, Delilah. I've never really thought of them like that. I just thought they were just basically things, parts to a machine. But you might be onto something there. I think you could be right.
Oh, damn.
The train pulls up, and you realize that this is the kind of end of the line West Egg. You exit the train, and there's a similar lift. And as you ascend to the kind of main level, this is a kind of shorter ride up. You're not going into a skyscraper. It's a kind of you for blah, 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 for Stanley and Archie, you recognize exactly where you are. You are in an outbuilding. You're in a kind of shed almost in someone's garden. A garden with a swimming pool. And you are in the back of Jay Gatz's house.
Very cool.
And this is a kind of the lift is smaller, and it's a kind of one person lift. Actually, you've got to take it in turns to get up to the surface.
I was hoping there was going to be all four of us rammed in there.
It is nighttime, and there is a full Gatsby party in full swing as you leave. It's kind of Macy Days, Macy Days kind of ended 5 o'clock. You've had the kind of 7 soiree, you've had 9 p.m. come by, you've had an investigation, you've had travel out. This is a kind of like 11 o'clock, midnight, same day. And you're at a soiree, Gatsby party.
And we arrived at the back.
Right at the back of the kind of, in a corner, there's a kind of out of the way sheds. You might even have to go round a very nicely pruned hedge to keep it out of the sight of guests. You see a croquet match being played with kind of half tipsy guests.
Yeah, I recognise this that Paul Stanley, and that way you tackled that Mr. The guy. What was his name? The guy was Mr. White, and then the guy with the gun.
Yeah,
you tackled him.
I can't even remember that.
Was it Tom Buchanan? Tom Buchanan, was it?
Yeah, Tom Buchanan.
It was Tom Buchanan. Of course it was.
Archie, I'm surprised your memory's that good with all those pills you take. But yeah, I mean that feels like a lifetime ago. So fair play.
Well, that would make this the house of that Mr. Gatsby. We never quite saw him that night, did we?
No. I think
Wait,
we were preoccupied.
and wasn't that the first time we ever met Jordan Baker in the kitchen?
Yeah, that's right. That was. I guess maybe we should. Maybe she's here.
Maybe we should check the kitchen. We say it at the same time, don't we? Like.
So all four of you move up to through the garden onto the terrace. There's a kind of really nice jazz band playing, swing bands, people dancing, people in the pool, people on the pool and kind of like dancing on these kind of like islands. You get the sense that the party.
Oh, no, go on.
Huh?
No, you carry on.
You get the sense that the party continues throughout the whole house on different floors. Give me an investigation with advantage to try and find Jordan at this party.
Yeah, can I also roll perception, see if there's anyone in a white suit?
Absolutely.
Oh, my investigation went dog shit.
19.
19. You will find her. Perception. You do
23.
see someone in the white suit. You do see Mr. White.
Ah.
And I'm going to say you see Jordan. She's getting a drink from a bartender.
I go to Mr. White. And Mr. White, we meet again.
Do I know you?
I pull out his card that he gave me on our first encounter. I say, remember, you gave me this the last time I was here.
I'm so sorry. You gotta remind me your name. Sorry. It's I've had a few.
It's Archibald House, the doctor.
The doctor. I remember you. You saved me. No, no.
Yeah. Well, Maybe, I can't remember.
Oh, was it the awful night with Buchanan?
That all sorted now. You see that guy again?
Yo, why is he here?
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. I've not seen him. I'm not saying he is here. I'm just saying, is that all?
I, no, no, he's not here, is he? He wouldn't be here. Why would he be here? Okay, yeah, can I get you a drink? You want a drink?
Yeah,
This guy wants a drink.
I'll have a gin and tonic. Hey, you don't happen to see Mr. Gatsby here either, have you?
Yes, yeah, he's there. And like he points at this guy in a all cream suit, slicked back hair. Yeah, just watching on. He's on the balcony overseeing, and he's with a blonde lady. But they're just talking.
Where are the rest of us at this point?
I'm gonna say you're together. You're kind of with, but Archie is
Sure.
leading that thing. Stanley, you bump into Jordan. Hey, Stanley, how's it going?
Yeah, not well. Okay, Jordan. Is there someplace quiet we can talk? I think we got some things to fill you in on.
Fill us in on. You wanna have a drink first?
No, but is there someone that does coffee? We should probably get you some.
Oh, we don't need coffee here. Oh, champagne is on the menu. It's always on the
What
menu.
about espresso martinis, Jordan?
Oh yeah, I'll have one of those. Are you making?
Yeah, deal. We'll get you one of those coming right up. Only get the
Especially
Have
coffee
you-
out.
without the martini.
I mean,
Yeah, I just
it's not coffee in it. That's not gonna make him more drunk.
Yeah, I met the eyes at Tony. Like, yeah, espresso martini. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely with the martini. Double shot, Jordan.
If you like.
Whatever
Delilah,
you
I want
like.
you to meet my pal.
Well, and I put my hand out. Is there someone there? You're saying, or are you
It is
just drunk?
Tom Buchanan.
Lovely to meet you, Tom.
Tom Buchanan, best polo player in all New York. You all have
What's
this
polo?
polo horses. You like horses, right? It's
I
like
love
golf on
horses.
horses.
What's golf?
You know golf. Stick, little ball, whack it in the hole.
Sure.
Not a sports guy. Each to their own. Each
That's
to their
okay.
own.
Hey, Jordan. Hey, have you seen Alfred?
Alfred.
Is he here?
I haven't seen him.
Does he come
sure.
here normally? Or?
I'm sure I got an invitation.
Perfect. Well,
Okay.
I'll join you for one of those martinis. And yeah, I guess I want to just move off to see if I can find Alfred.
Could I do an Arcana check to see if I can feel like Alfred's magic here?
Yeah, give us an investigation and an Arcana check for Alfred. Tom, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and get Jordan like on her own. Not with Tom Buchanan. So I'm gonna, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Buchanan. Do you mind if I just borrow Jordan for a moment?
Oh, police takers in my head. What can I do, Captain Grimes?
So, I don't know.
Okay.
Things have developed. So things have developed somewhat. And I guess I explain what we found out about what Carlo's doing. The fact that he might be colluding with the Fates, but we don't really know. And that we are kind of resolved to just go and try and put a stop to whatever's happening. And then we need all the help we can get because Oni's back, Carlo's involved, the Fates, everything.
So, what's your plan? You're gonna kill Carlo? Then what? I don't understand. There's no game plan here. You just tell me what's wrong with the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're open to ideas, I guess. Worst case scenario, we're gonna go explore the mall, the factory, and face whatever's there. That seems like all roads lead back to the Mala factory, it seems. So, I don't know, Jordan. We've had this discussion. What does this mean for us? What does it mean for our future? I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. If they're bringing back people like Oni, who knows what they're planning?
What? Wait, what? What do you mean? What? And do you relay what you've seen in the top floor? Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about a cradle. I'm convinced that's the answer, but Tony says he saw more than that. I don't know. He and I explain all about the nests, and the chestnuts and the pearls and everything, and yeah, explain a lot.
She sobers up kind of almost immediately as you kind of break that to her, kind of how the consciousness works. Like, we don't fully understand most of how our brain works. Imagine if you actually understood how everything works. Like, imagine if you can control your heartbeat and could do all of those like anatomical things that are done for us, and how that would jar the world. So I'm gonna leave Jordan and Stanley and House. Well, no, you just gone on your own.
No,
So I'm going to say you three end up together, even if that conversation was between you two. And then I'm going to say I'm
happy to roll survival as well.
Yeah, do that for me.
Oh.
There we go. Two
I get
22s.
advantage. I get advantage on my survival checks. Let's go. Come on. What a day. What a day.
Your roles have been reversed.
I know,
this week.
completely different.
It's all or nothing.
Jesus Christ.
So what happens is that Alfred and Tony get split up with the kind of crowd of the hustle and bustle, but both looking for different things find the same end point and find Alfred sitting in the library of this room, looking at books, looking at he's kind of reading, and quite odd for Alfred, who's quite a laid back character. You haven't really seen him work or really kind of like look at things. So you see him there. You also see his lovely servant
Employee. Alfred, of course you've come to a party after being kidnapped.
Well, I got the invitation, didn't I? can't deny a good party. There is, I will just say one moment here, and I'd like you just to roll a d20, please, Delilah.
8.
Huh? That's late. I saw that.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
We're looking for you.
For me? Why?
And I looked at Tony just to be like, I think we're going to need your help.
Winston, close the door.
Oh.
I'm gonna, before Winston gets there, I'm gonna mage hand and close the door with mage hand.
You see Winston go and like stumble and kind of hit his head on the door. Winston, keep it down.
Strong wind.
I imagine Winston's got a face like he's just so used to Alfred pulling this shit. Like
he's like, son of a bitch. God damn it. Yeah. To be honest, well, I want to try to give Alfred a look to see. Well, I'm just more keen to know how much he knows, before I just lay everything on him. Yeah, like just I kind of ask him like, we're gonna need your help, and it's to do with Carlo. Do you know what's going on?
The guy who stole my speech. Well,
Yeah, the guy who stole your speech.
You really got
What do I know
Alfred
about Carlo?
nailed.
Huh?
You've got him nailed. Just like bringing up that is so.
Well, he's not a good guy, is he? Let's put it that way.
No.
Not someone I trust with my wife. That's one thing, and I think he's up to something. I think he's got a little plan up his sleeve. What I don't know, and I was hoping, well, hoping you guys might be able to tell me. Where'd you get that from? And he points to your scarf
My scarf.
that you're wearing. You're wearing, July, yeah. You're kind of wearing a. At this point, you're wearing what? Describe your scarf for me.
It would probably be like a red. Well, just like a red. No, I wouldn't say like. I'm trying to think of what kind of material. It's like a soft, kind of like cashmere, like feeling type scarf, just wrapped round and almost like bowed over, and like tucked into my, shirt.
Where'd you get it from?
Am I? I don't know. I've just always had it.
You look at Alfred. He's wearing a cravat, identical material.
Can I just touch it? Just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just grab it and be like, oh, yeah, looks like we have the same, very similar. Is that what you're implying?
And as you touch it, you get a very strong connection to this person. This is a person that you share an innate bond with, and what we were talking before about kind of pearls talking to each other and kind of this kind of interconnectedness. This is something that really chimes with you and stays with you, that this person is connected, an echo of a something is at play here, but something that isn't supposed to meet. So there's something that is a bit jarring. It's not the freeze like you did with the Constitution saving throws, but it is that kind of jarring. The worlds don't quite align. It's like seeing teacher outside of school, that kind of thing. That something is not supposed to be there that is there, and
Do I get any particular like? Obviously, I won't know, but any particular type of like feeling? Do I feel like a romantic connection? Do I feel like the love for like a family member, or is it something completely different to like love?
Deep grief for a lost child.
Oh. I guess I start crying. I think I would just start crying and maybe like touch their face
and you see he starts crying, you start crying. No words in this moment. And you're also here, aren't you, Tony?
Yeah.
So Tony sees these two people kind of touch a cravat, both start, and it's the kind of crying that it's not emotional, it's just streams, it's weeping, it's and in this moment you realize something really profound. And it's only you, Tony, who realizes this based on your roles today. You realize that you could make a decision here. You could make a decision to use your knowledge about the pearls to bring back Alfred Sin as was.
Ooh.
You know that the Alfred Sin standing before you isn't Alfred Sin. It's a version made for the body that you see. It might have some shared material.
Someone to Delilah.
No, you get the sense that the pearl inside Delilah recognizes the body that it once had. And there we will leave it for tonight.
Ah!
We are doing another episode tomorrow, which will be the finale, the big bad finale. This is coming to a head. We will have combat next time, where we will decide the fate, pun intended, of this world, and see how these paths of the maze cross and reach a cradle of some sorts. Let's hope.
I know there's a
Thank
cradle.
you.
Here's
Thanks for
enjoy
staying with
when
us.
we come in tomorrow.
See us in the next episode of A Mad, Mad World. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
All this light, the light of the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. I want tonight, it's leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting. Still waiting for you. All this light, the light of the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. I want tonight, it's leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting. Still waiting for you. All this light, the light of the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. I want tonight, it's leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting. Still waiting for you. All this light, light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. Oh, war tonight is leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All these lights, the light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. Oh, war tonight is leading me home. It's coming down, raining on me. Still waiting. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for you. All this light, light up the town. When I'm all alone, looking down the street. Oh, war tonight.